If I had to choose one word to describe the pandemic, I think I would say exhausted.
Nervous.
Loss.
Uncertainty.
Frustration.
Be challenged.
Urgency.
Acceptance.
Adaptation.
Positive mindset.
Grateful.
Opportunities.
One thing that we cannot have as human beings is not to have hope.
As I reflect the last 18 months as well, what I've learned is that, during a crisis, your organization's values and culture gets tested.
I feel like there's no other choice but just to accept that this is how things are going to be, at least for the medium-term future.
Yeah, in this time of pandemic, is living in this tense state of being in social isolation, but having to be in hyper connection, right?
Apart from growing really long hair, I think one of the biggest challenges has been to be really resilient to the event.
I'd like to think that I've grown professionally because I've learned to use technology more. And at the same time, I've grown personally by becoming more flexible and more prayerful, I hope.
The main takeaway of this, for CSOs to be ready to overcome any challenges and to forecast and expect multiple challenges in the future.
Perhaps I've had more time to be on the ground with my teams and to be able to really get involved in the work that we are doing more deep way.
It allows us a chance to, really go back to what matters most and to see more clearly what are most important to us.
Another positive change is that I spend more time with my family than I spend at the office.
That enables us to also rethink about how we balance our work life. And I hope that we learn from these lessons and that we don't fall quickly back into our old habits when the world kind of comes back to whatever new normal might be.
I have been inspired on how the community-based and grassroots organization, they responded quickly to support their communities.
People from their apartment windows start banging on pots and pans, and this was a sign of solidarity to support healthcare workers, and it was just really inspiring to see people just, wanting to signal that we care and appreciate the healthcare workers that are on the front lines.
I think just with that sense of humanity and how we've all been able to come together, at a family level, at a community level, society level, has been really beautiful to see.
The other creative thing, that we did was breaking down geographical walls. It no longer matters where you are from. What we thought was impossible became possible.
But if I had to name one thing that could make a positive impact on society and community, it would be creating spaces of collaboration and open dialogue between people who think differently, organizations who also think differently.
The most sustainable and impactful is to invest in people, regardless, let's say CSO leaders, employees, school teachers, students, whatsoever.
Support the entrepreneurs because we really believe that entrepreneurs can make a big impact to the society. Usually entrepreneurs are the ones that are very, very visionary, trying to change or trying to make a positive impact and take a lot of risk.
I think we need to have the intention in everything we do, and if the products out there are not working, then we should spend time and effort into figuring out the products that communities or the target population need the most.
And I really think this is a great time for us to take the opportunity to recalibrate and fix what wasn't working before.
When I look at the next 10 years ahead and thinking about what would make the biggest impact, to me, it's around gender empowerment and giving opportunities, equal opportunities to girls as boys have had.
Next 10 years, we'll be hitting our Sustainable Development Goals target. And now with the current pandemic situation, it's really critical that transformational partnerships happen
But I think these two areas of looking at girls' education, gender equality, and climate action will be the ones which will require most time and effort.
It'll be improving the world through the next generation of young people, because they're the ones that will inherit whatever it is that we have today.
And this generation is making their choices with the decisions that they make. So the companies that they decide to join, the jobs that they decide to take, the causes they decide to support. And that, I think, is going to be the one that makes a big difference.
We need to come together, but we need the youth, the enthusiasm, the knowledge that they're bringing on board, the new approaches to the problems that they see. We need to re-engage with the youth and make sure together we solve some of these problems.
Who will make the biggest impact is ecosystem. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together.
A livelihood is going to be the biggest lever, I feel, when it comes to bringing, people out of poverty, bringing them, long-term solution. I think that's where, businesses at all levels can and must, right, do a part in this whole scheme of things.
It's not like each organization, each country have their own solution, but we should be a part of a bigger solution.
We have to think about this urgently. We don't have the luxury of time.
It's really important to start.